The office party had all the glitz, the laughter, and the sparkling lights that made it look harmless from a distance. But my gut told me tonight would be different. As soon as we walked in, I noticed the way her boss's eyes lingered on my wife. The slight smirk, the careless confidence of a man who thought power made him untouchable. At first, I tried to laugh it off, pretending to be casual, pretending that I didn't notice the way he edged closer every time she passed by. But something in his gaze made my blood run cold. It wasn't admiration, it wasn't friendly. It was testing boundaries, and he had no idea who he was dealing with. Within the first 3 minutes, I saw it. The way he leaned in, whispering something that made her smile nervously, a smile she quickly tried to hide from me. I felt a twist in my chest, a mix of anger, fear, and betrayal that I couldn't shake. I could see her tensing under his words, trying to pull away politely, but the man thought he was untouchable, that no one could stop him. My mind raced as I followed them from a distance, my hands gripping my drink so tightly it almost shattered. This was the moment I had dreaded. This was the line he thought he could cross. I remembered all the warnings I had brushed off, the stories of men like him, the subtle harassment no one dared confront, the office gossip that never reached my ears until tonight. And now, seeing it unfold in real time, I realized that pretending ignorance would be worse than letting my rage take control. I didn't move yet. I didn't confront him immediately. I watched, recording every gesture, every whisper, every subtle move. The room was full of colleagues laughing, clinking glasses, unaware of the tension crackling between my wife and her boss, but I could feel it like an electric current. He reached out, lightly brushing his hand near hers, testing her reaction. She flinched slightly but smiled, clearly uncomfortable. I swallowed my anger, forcing myself to stay composed, to watch and gather evidence, because confrontation here would ruin her reputation as well if it escalated. I needed the perfect moment, the undeniable moment that would expose him fully, not just to me, but to everyone who thought he was untouchable. As the night progressed, I noticed her trying to subtly distance herself, moving toward other colleagues, laughing more freely, pretending nothing had happened. But he wasn't done. He cornered her near the buffet, lowering his voice, leaning in with that same smirk, confident, dangerous. I couldn't stay silent any longer. I moved closer, pretending to grab another drink, and positioned myself where I could clearly hear everything. "You don't have to worry about anyone noticing," he whispered, his tone casual, predatory. "Not here, not now." Her response was a soft but firm refusal, a polite but shaky, "I think you should stop." That was enough. My blood boiled. I stepped forward, my presence suddenly noticeable, and he turned sharply, his confidence faltering the moment he saw me. The arrogance, the belief that he was untouchable, vanished in the split second his eyes met mine. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't shout. I just looked at him calmly, letting the weight of my gaze do the talking. And then, quietly but deliberately, I said, "That's enough. You don't touch her." The room seemed to hold its breath. People who had been laughing moments ago now turned to see what was happening. His smirk faltered, replaced by a flush of panic. He tried to recover, tried to brush it off with a laugh, but it was too late. I stepped closer, showing the recording on my phone, a video of everything, every subtle move, every boundary crossed. The laughter, the whispers, the casual harassment, all laid bare for everyone to see. The silence that followed was deafening. Colleagues who had once looked up to him now stared in shock. My wife looked at me, relief and fear mingled in her eyes, as if she couldn't believe I had been there, watching, protecting her without making a scene until the perfect moment. He stammered, trying to explain, trying to save face, but the evidence spoke for itself. The power he thought he had, the untouchable position he believed would shield him, it crumbled instantly. And my wife, standing there with a shaky but proud posture, realized that she was not alone, that someone was watching her back even when she felt trapped. As the night ended, I walked away holding her hand, the adrenaline fading, replaced by a quiet heartbreak. Not because of her, but because of what I had seen, the betrayals hidden behind smiles, the darkness masked by charm, the way people take advantage of trust until someone finally calls it out. I knew this night would haunt us, but I also knew it would make us stronger, bound together by the knowledge that we faced the darkness and exposed it, unflinching. And as we left the party, I made a silent promise. Every story, every secret, every betrayal that lurks in the shadows would not go unnoticed. I would uncover it all, and anyone who thought they could hide would soon realize that I was watching, always watching, ready to protect, ready to expose, and ready to turn heartbreak into the truth that finally sets us free. The office party was over, but the story had just begun, and anyone who thought power could shield them from the consequences of their actions would soon learn that the strongest, quietest storms leave the deepest scars.